Hi everyone, welcome to Sunrise Stretch. My name is Amber Langford. For today's class, we will be doing some seated stretches on a chair. We'll be using the chair for this whole stretching class today. Now, I would recommend getting out one of your kitchen chairs or something that is a little bit more stable, not an office chair, just because office chairs tend to roll away on us. If you're able to lock those wheels in, an office chair will work just fine. But guys, give you guys a second to go ahead and grab yourselves some chairs. We're gonna start seated. So once you have your chair, feel free to just have a seat. We're just gonna start sitting a little bit more on the edge of the chair. I want you to sit up nice and tall, so you're from the side, your head is stacked right over those shoulders, and your shoulders are stacked right over your hips. Feet can be together or slight distance apart, just kind of sticking with that comfortable range right now. We're going to begin with a neck stretch. So I want you to look over to the right and then drop that chin down towards your right shoulder. Feel free to take your arm, grabbing at the top of the head and just gently pulling down. We're stretching out that left side of the neck as well as a little bit in the back as well. Taking nice deep breaths. Go ahead and bring your head back to center and then look over to the left, dropping that chin down towards your left shoulder, grabbing that top of the head and gently pulling down to get a little bit of a deeper stretch. And releasing the top of your head, looking back up to the center. We're going to do some shoulder rolls next. For our shoulder rolls, our hands need to be rested right on our thighs. I want you to begin by bringing your shoulders up towards your ears, and then we're going to roll them backwards, pulling them down. As they come down, our chest opens, and then we're going to round, bringing those shoulders forward, and then right back up to those ears. We're going to do 3 shoulder rolls going backwards, really exaggerating that chest opening and rounding. And then we'll switch and do 3 rolls going forward. That was 3, so I'm going to start bringing shoulders up, and then now rounding forward, down, and then pulling those shoulders back and up. Still taking nice deep breaths. Last shoulder roll here. And go ahead and relax those shoulders back down. We're going to stretch our lats out next. So I want you to lace your fingers together in front of your body. We're going to keep our elbows nice and straight. And we're going to lift those hands up towards the ceiling. I want you to stretch up as tall as you can, keeping that lengthened position. We're going to bring both hands over towards the right. I want your hips and glutes to be firmly planted on your chair, so we're not lifting up our lower body. Opening that left lat. 2 more deep breaths here. Lifting those arms back up to the ceiling, stretching tall for me, and then bringing both arms over towards the left, keeping our glutes on the chair, trying to make a C shape with our body, opening up that right lat. One more deep breath. Bringing the hands back up to the ceiling. We are going to bend and bring that right elbow down, pulling our hands behind our head. Both of your elbows should be bent. The goal for this one is to get that left elbow to be behind the center of your head. It's okay if it can't quite reach there. We're stretching out those triceps. Two more deep breaths. Go ahead and straighten your arms back up to the ceiling and then bend. Now we're going to pull that left elbow down. Fingers are laced, so our right elbow gets pulled behind our head. We're inhaling through our nose and exhaling through our mouth. One more deep breath. Go ahead and lift your hands back up to the ceiling and release those fingers, bringing your arms down to your side. We're going to do a figure 4 position next. So if you're able to, I want you to keep your left foot bent, feet flat on the ground. We're going to take our right leg and we're going to cross our ankle right on top of our thigh. I want you to bring that right knee and try to press it and bring it down towards the floor. So we're opening up our hips, sitting up nice and tall. If this position is too challenging to get into, you can straighten that left leg and cross that right ankle a little bit lower down on your leg, closer to your ankle, more on that shin. So stand up nice and tall. I want you to actively press that right hand into the inside of your knee, opening up that hip, trying to get more into that figure 4. From here, we're going to hold and then lean our chest forward, trying to bring our chest down to our legs. Still keeping that hip nice and open. I don't want you to let that knee come up. One more deep breath here. Sitting back up nice and tall. You can lower that right leg down. We're going to do the same thing with the left side. So crossing that left ankle either on your thigh or down closer to your ankle. Sitting up nice and tall to start. Pressing that left hand into our inside of our left knee, opening up our hip. Even though we're stretching our lower body right now, I still want you to be aware of what your shoulders are doing. They should be down and pulling away from our ears at all times. We're working on that posture. Go ahead and lean forward, trying to bring that chest to your legs. One more deep breath. And lifting that chest back up, we're going to lower our legs back down. Since we just worked in that external rotation, we're going to Now stretch in the other direction. So I want you to take your legs and I want you to bring each leg out into a little bit of a straddle position. Your feet should be a little bit wider than your shoulders. And we're going to take our right knee and we're just going to drop that right knee down and try to lower it towards the floor. If you want a little bit more of a stretch, you can take both hands and just gently press on that outside of our right thigh. I want you to make sure you're not lifting your hips off of the chair. We're still seated firmly. And go ahead and release that right leg, bringing it back up to its starting position. Same thing on the left, dropping that left knee down, trying to lower it towards the floor. Taking both hands and just gently pressing on that outer thigh. Get just a little bit more feedback, a little bit of a deeper stretch. One more deep breath. Good, go ahead and bring your left knee back to a starting position. We're going to bring our feet back in and we're going to be doing a seated lunge next. So I have a couple of variations depending on what your chair looks like. So for me, my chair doesn't have any armrest, so I'm able to just scoot over to the right side of my chair. I'm going to be sitting on the right side of the chair and I'm going to take my right leg and I'm going to go into a lunge, bringing that right leg back. Do my best to straighten my knee as much as I can. Chest is sitting up nice and tall. Now, if you do have an armrest, you can switch the angle that you're at and turn towards the left and then take that right leg straighten and sending it right back. So it looks like we're in a lunge position right here. We're stretching that right hip flexor. If you can't straighten that back leg all the way, that's okay. I just want you to feel a nice stretch in the front of your right hip. So our chest is staying up nice and tall. And we're taking nice deep breaths. One more inhale through your nose and exhale. Bringing that right leg back in. You're going to either switch and turn towards the right, sending that left leg back, or scooting over to that left side of the chair and then straightening and bringing that left leg back in the lunge that way. Trying to get that back leg as straight as you can. Two more deep breaths. And bringing that left leg back in, scooting back so you're back in the center of your chair. We're going to stretch our inner thighs next. So I want you to take that right leg and I want you to first just stepping out to the side. And then we're going to straighten that right leg out, flexing those toes back. I want you to, with your left leg, if you already feel a stretch in that inner thigh, you can keep that left leg where it is. If you would like a little bit of a deeper stretch, you can take that left leg and bring it out to the side as well. And we're just going to turn and reach down towards our right foot. Getting as low as you can, taking nice deep breaths. And turn and face the center. I want you to lower that chest down, bracing your hands right above your knees. We're just switching the angle of the stretch a little bit. And lifting our chest back up. I want you to bend that right leg, scooting over, and we're going to straighten out that left leg, opening up those hips so we feel a nice stretch in our inner thighs. And we're going to reach down for that left foot. Taking nice deep breaths. Trying to get a little bit lower with each exhale. Lifting that chest back upright, bracing both hands on our knees, and then now leaning forward. One more deep breath. Walking those hands back up. We're going to bend both knees, still keeping that straddle position. And we're going to do a nice roll down. So I want you to start by tucking that chin to your chest, rounding that upper back, and reaching down towards the floor. Letting your head just hang, arms are hanging. Trying to keep our upper body nice and relaxed. One more deep breath. And exhale, rolling right back up. Stacking one vertebrae at a time. Chest is the last thing to come up. Go ahead and bring your legs together and come to a stand. We are going to switch to some standing stretches next. So I want you to walk around and you're going to be standing right behind your chair. We are going to have our hands braced on the back of our chair. So we're going to start first by walking our feet backwards, lowering that chest. We're walking back until we're in about a straight line from our hands all the way to our hips. Your hips should be stacked right over those ankles, and you can keep a soft knee bend for this stretch. We don't need to have our legs completely locked. And we're going to do some cat-cows. So I want you to round, tucking that tailbone, tucking that chin. Inhale, and exhale, lengthen, lifting that chin up, looking up to the ceiling. Inhale, and exhale, repeat. We're going to do 4 cat-cows. Inhaling at the end of your range of motion, and exhaling, transitioning into the next. One more. Once you've done 4, I want you to flatten so you're in a nice straight line from your hands to your hips. Once again, we're going to, this time, keeping our head in that neutral position, looking at the ground, just dropping that chest down towards the floor. We're opening up those shoulders, see a nice stretch throughout our shoulders. From here, I just want you to gently rock side to side, moving your shoulders and your hips from the right over to the left. One more rock to each side. Go ahead and lift that chest back up and slowly walk your feet back in to the chair. We're going to stretch our calves next. So we're using the back of our chair for balance, and we're going to start by stepping back with our right leg. I want you to keep that right leg nice and straight, actively pressing that back heel into the ground. You should feel a nice stretch through your calf. If you don't feel a stretch in your calf, take a little bit of a larger step backwards and then press that heel into the ground. One last inhale. And exhale, I want you to bend that right knee, trying to keep that heel as close to the ground as you can. One last deep breath. And bringing both legs together, we're going to switch sides, stepping back with that left foot, keeping our left leg nice and straight, actively pressing our heel into the ground, taking that larger step backwards if you don't feel a stretch. One more inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Bending that left knee, keeping our heel as close to the ground as possible. One last deep breath. Bring both feet together. We're going to end with some prancing. So for this prancing, I'm kind of switch the angle so it's a little bit easier for you guys to see what I'm doing. We're going to start first by bending that right knee, lifting our heel off the ground. From here, we're going to straighten that right knee, keeping our heel lifted. We're going to come up so both heels are lifted, both legs are straight. And then we're going to bend that left knee and lower that right heel back to the ground. We're going to alternate side to side, always making sure at least one heel is lifted off the ground. Trying to work that full range of motion, stretching the front of our ankles, bottom of our feet. Let's do one more in each direction. And then slowly lowering both heels down to the ground. And you guys are done. Thank you for joining me. That is all the stretching I have for you guys today. I hope you're feeling a little bit less tension and you're ready to get right into your day. Thanks for joining. Hope to see you next time.